What's good, guys? Today is an interesting video because I'm embarking on a journey to try and grow my arms. They've always been a weak point. I've never really had much luck with them in the gym. So I decided I'm going to take Ross Edgley's approach of just doing something every day until eventually you grow from it. And I'm doing curls, hammer curls, and tricep press ups every single day for an indefinite amount of time. Now, I'm not going to recommend this to anyone who has, injuries or niggles already and problems with their joints and things like that. But I am very, very lucky in that regard, and I don't have any shoulder injuries or anything like that. So I decided that I'm just going to continually do it and just push through the pain until eventually my arms blow up and grow. So it's an interesting experience for myself because I've never done it. There's a lot of studies behind it and how if you continually work a muscle group over and over and over and over again, your body just flushes a whole bunch of nutrients to that area and creates a lot of new growth and just basically has to adapt or else something's going to tear and break. And if you do it in the right way, like Ross Edgley when he swam around Great Britain, you'll get similar results and your body will just have to pack on a whole lot more tissue to cope with that pain and cope with that stress that it's going under. Now, every single day, I'm going to split it into 3 rounds. I'm going in the morning, in the midday, and at night. I'm doing 100 reps every time on curls and 100 reps every time on press-ups. And basically just doing that every single day. I'm going to be updating you guys with weekly updates of what my physique looks like and how it's going. But the main focus of this is to create enough stimulus, enough volume throughout the week that eventually my body will just have to adapt and have to grow new tissue, because I want my arms to be absolute cannons, not these thin little weak twigs that they look like in my body's dysmorphia riddled mind. Now, as you can see, we're already into I believe we're in day 3 right now. And I'm not gonna lie, this is brutal. This type of working out is just, it stops everything in your day because you're so riddled with pain. My elbow joints on the inside were just destroyed for the first 3 days straight. They started to kind of deal with it a little bit better. I have been eating in a huge calorie surplus, and I have been also stretching, so I'm going to pretense that as a must do if you're going to do this. You need to be in a bulk, you need to be making sure you're sleeping and your nutrition is on point. Because when it comes to these curls and you're waking up at 10 in the morning and you're like, trudge yourself to the next set of brutal push-ups and brutal curls, and your shoulders and elbows are just destroyed from the previous day, you kind of just have to deal with it and accept, okay, my arms are going to be really sore, it feels like my elbows are going to pop out, it feels like my shoulders are going to fall off. So if you're planning on doing a lot of working out outside of this, which I'm still doing my workouts as well, it gets really tough. You need to be making sure that you're eating. Some days are going to be better than others, and as you can see in day 3 and 4, my reps were a lot slower. I was really struggling to get through them, and then around day 4 and day 5, it was fine. Like, I just felt as though my body, started getting a message, okay, I need to just be able to deal with this. But then for some reason, day 6 and day 7 were just as hard as day 3 and day 4. So you have your days where maybe you slept better or you ate better, but at the end of the day, you just got to push through it. If you're someone who isn't really able to achieve much in terms of curls and press-ups, then I'd definitely say start on a lower number. Don't start at, say, 100 every time, but I just kind of gauged it out, and I guess that I can do that many. One thing you really do want to make sure that you're doing is, with the reps, try and keep them as clean as possible. Try not to kip. Try and make sure that you're actually engaging the targeting muscle, even though you're in pain. Like, some of these reps, you can see they're not the best reps, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm focusing on my form, keeping my elbows tucked in when it comes to curls, keeping my elbows slightly forwards. One thing that I did feel, though, is my shoulders. And now Jake heard me complain day in and day out about how much pain I was in my shoulders. My biceps wouldn't fatigue, it would be my shoulder joint that would fatigue before that. So I got incredibly tight, and then it would limit my ability to do curls. So I would also suggest stretching maybe in between sets and just relaxing the muscle a little bit. When it comes to push-ups, for some reason it's just been a very, very strong developed muscle for me, and I don't really have many problems with that. I just fatigue out and get too pumped. But I don't really get any pain or anything like that. So you can see in these reps, you might be able to see little bits of difference in my physique, but at this point for me, apart from just a small pump here and there, there's not really much change. It is only day 7, but we'll see what happens in the weeks to come. If you guys are interested in trying this yourself, I definitely say hit me up and talk about what it is that you want to get out of it, because exercise selection is going to be very difficult when you're doing full body exercises and then trying to do full body workouts and expecting to recover all the time. So if you want to try and get better at deadlifts and you deadlift every single day 3 times a day, it might be a little bit more strenuous on your nervous system as opposed to curling and tricep press ups every day. Now, I really want to make sure that you guys understand this is not for everyone. You might just feel as though it's a waste of time and it's stupid, and I get that, but for someone who wants to develop a body part, I found that this is one way that I think is definitely going to work. It might bring me a lot of pain, but as David Goggins says, stay hard! So if you don't stay hard, you're not willing to put in the work, and you're not willing to eat and recover the way you should, you're not going to get results. Lockdown is boring, but at least I'm making sure that I challenge myself. So if you guys want to try the same challenge, try it. It'll build a different kind of resilience in your mind, and when you get back to the gym, you might even be bigger than when you left. Enjoy the video, guys. If you want to see more of this, make sure to stick around because we've got a video coming out next week of the second week of me doing this. Stay tuned for more. Last J loves you, always hungry.